Hello buddy, welcome back to another episode of Just So I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we finished off our anima weapons, and I showed off all of the anima weapons on a separate character. And this episode we are going to go and check out the Firmament and Imperium. I don't really know what these, how far these quests will lead me or what it will all entail, because I do not remember anything about them. So let us continue. Ah, Lynn, I've been awaiting your return. You see, after you helped bring an end to the Dragonsong War, we have striven to rebuild the city. And thanks to the assistance of countless craftsmen, our efforts to restore the Firmament to its former glory are finally complete. In fact, House Mail assembled a team of masons so skilled and efficient that they were able to finish the construction of an entirely new quarter. Its name is Imperium, and it was created to serve as a residential district for adventurers across the realm. No amount of description can truly convey its splendor, so I have asked Thamalin to escort you there, that you might see for yourself. Seek him out in the room when you have a moment. Right. So this is another residential district that has been added, I think, somewhere around Endwalker releasing? Don't remember. Not really that important to me, because I didn't want to live there anyway. Oh my, this is Sevia Vishgard. Perchance you have an interest in the Imperium? If so, say no more. I shall escort you there myself. And fear not, the Herald will surely be happy to answer any questions you may have. Ah, the Imperium. Hello. Welcome to Imperium. As our restoration efforts progressed, they eventually expanded to include the construction of this little taste of heavens on Earth. We are indebted to countless adventurers, such as yourself, who helped to bring about an end to the Dragonsong War. And as thanks, we wish to provide a space for you to call home here in Ishgard. Of course, we will still require a nominal fee for any plots of land or apartments you purchase, but know that your guild will help us rebuild better and better than before. If you would like to hear more, please speak with a resident caretaker for further assistance. Right. So yeah, this is just another residential district where you can spend your time acquiring a house and well, making it. Acquiring a house and putting furniture in it. Try and make it to your taste. I will most likely not try to get a house with Lynn, because there's no point. I already have a house with my main character, and we also have an FC house, so I'm good. So then, what did you think of the Empire? Of Imperium? I do hope it was to your liking. Given that our borders were closed for so long, I worried that outsiders such as yourself might not take interest in this new district. But know that it is our sincerest wish that you and other noble souls will consider making Ishgard your new home. Complete. So we can now teleport to the residential district from the main east right here in Foundation. The notice reads, workers sought for the Firmament reconstruction project. In smaller letters it continues. Let it be known that large-scale reconstruction works aimed at revitalizing the Holy See of Ishgard has been approved by the House of Lords and Commons. Selected as the principal site for the project is the Firmament district, which sustained extensive damage during the war. Willing and able hands are now sought to contribute to the reconstruction effort, regardless of birth and origin. From those skilled in gathering from the land to those adept at creating with their hands, the project's needs are great and diverse. Contributions will not go unrewarded. Interested parties are invited to present themselves in the Firmament. Right. So, the Firmament was, or in any case, what is now the Imperium, used to just be the Firmament. So those two areas are going to look a lot alike because there was for a long time basically like kind of an ongoing event kind of deal where you could as crafter and gatherer put in effort to help rebuild the thing, you can still do it. You can still like get materials and you can get points and you can get a lot of stuff from from these things. I've personally never done them. Doesn't really interest me that much. However, back in the day, you were literally providing the Firmament with materials and with crafting and with everything, and you saw it actually rebuilt over time until it became as the Imperium as it is known now. So that is a pretty cool thing. So that is what this quest leads to. Well, my friend, answering the call of the Firmament, are you? Wonderful, wonderful. Oh wait, I know you. You're the savior of Ishgard. Are you saying that you would contribute to the reconstruction project? A chance to see the notice. To think that a fabled hero such as you would help to rebuild our city. We're grateful beyond words. There is, just one trifling matter. Do you perchance possess a work permit? It is a requirement for non-Ishgardians, you see. Is that so? As I recall, you're a ward of Heavensward town. In which case, perhaps an exception can be made. Alas, I don't have the authority to make such a decision. Well, I do, and I believe the permit can be overlooked in her case. Yeah, I thought as much. Lord Overseer, that you should grace us again. Greetings, my friend. It has been quite a while. Indeed, I shouldn't be surprised if you have forgotten me. Of course I haven't forgotten you. Honored am I that you should remember me. Much and more has happened since first we met. Not least of all the war's end and Ishgard's transformation. It feels like an age ago that you and Lord Horchfont saved me from a heretic's fate. You had proven your worth to me then. Even so, little did I expect you to go on to save our entire nation. You're a hero to us all, and no amount of words could express my gratitude. No, only through action could I begin to repay the debt. Thus did I resolve to do my part for Ishgard, that I might honor those noble souls who risked life and limb to protect the nation. Souls such as you and Lord Horchfont. And so, when an overseer was being sought for a restoration project, I put forth my candidacy as a representative of my house. Our workshops and engineers could be put to good use, I reasoned. It was by no means unanimous, but the Fury saw fit to see me elected to the office. Honored am I for this opportunity to serve the nation and to redeem House Helenard's good name. Owing to the contributions of artisans hailing from far and wide, we have accomplished our goal of rebuilding the district. However, we are still short-handed in the area of administration, on account of which I have been performing such odd tasks as I could. Which is what brings me here today. As a matter of fact, I am about to go and survey our citizens, in order to learn what they envision for the Firmament. If you can spare a moment, might I have the pleasure of your company? Well-traveled as you are, your opinion would be of great interest to me, and I believe folk would be more willing to share their thoughts with you. You have my gratitude. Without further ado, then, let us take ourselves to the Jeweled Crozier. We are bound to find a diverse assortment of people there. Bum, bum, bum. Join Francel as he surveys passerby to learn their opinion on the Firmament. As the survey can take several minutes, you may wish to cancel any pending duty finder stuffs. Well. Come here to get supplies for the watch, and what should I find but a familiar face? And if that ain't a pretty lad you've got with you then, and a highborn one besides, you've done well for yourself. You know me, Homo-Suma? It's not what it looks like. I'm teasing is all. Anyway, it's good to see you, my friend. What brings you here? Lady Hilda, your reputation precedes you. As you may be aware, approval was recently passed for the restoration of the Firmament. In order to build a district that best serves its residents, we would know what good citizens such as yourself envisioned for it. Will you not share with us your thoughts? Ah, so you're the one to be they appointed overseer. Well then, You won't mind if I speak freely? Now, this ain't hardly revolutionary, but I want the Firmament to be a place where we can all have an honest living. Make an honest living. Where if a man works hard enough, he can have a roof over his head and food in his belly. Aye, might be as the war's over, but for a lot of us the struggle continues. Same as before, the sort of struggles blue bloods will never know. Remember, Ishgard don't belong only to the high and the holy now. If the nation's to prosper, all her citizens need to prosper. Well, I must be getting on, but if you have a need of guards, feel free to send word. If the coin's fair, I reckon we can come to an arrangement. Ah, that there is Lord Briarden. Or Briarden? Whatever, Briarden. I'd heard that he was travelling the realm in his capacity as a consulting inspector, but it appears he has returned to Ishgard. Like your good self, he is a well-travelled individual, and I should like to inquire after his opinion. Do you suppose we could beg a moment of his time? You there, the one with the spectacles. Meet again, Inspector. Well, if it isn't Lynn, I did not expect to see you here, busy as you have supposedly been of late. Lord Bryden, pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Francois de Helenart, and I have the honour of overseeing the reconstruction of the Firmament. It is known that you are intimately familiar with all the city-states of Eorzea, and I should be much obliged for your insights. In your expert opinion, what is the one thing you believe the Firmament needs most? If the district is to thrive, then it must have a thriving community. As I have often observed in my travels, the flow of goods and people is as lifeblood to a city and should be encouraged. Ishgard has long been insular, but the recent changes present a great opportunity. Given the right planning, I am hopeful that ours may become a nation where no citizen lives in want. I bid you the very best in your endeavours, and should you have need of my investigative prowess, do not hesitate to call upon me. By your leave. One other, Madeline. How fare your dim-witted friend? Still living a charmed life, no doubt, and somehow managing to solve a case despite his bumbling? Actually, let us not speak of that imbecile. I feel my intellect draining away to simply think about him. Brave and dashing Lord Emmeline. I'm not gonna say anything. What's this? How could you know? How could you notice a comrade on the streets and not say a word? You wound me, old girl. And if that isn't my dear Lord Franzel, how fares your lovely sister? Has she perchance spoken of me of late? If Laniette, that is I hate that name. Laniette, I'm just gonna say Laniette. Has spoken of you, I fear it has not been in our conversations. Now, if I may change the subject, Lord and Madeleine, you will have heard that the restoration of the Firmament has commenced. Is there aught that you envision for the district? What I envision? I can't say I've given it much thought. Well, when will the war finally come to an end? What is in order if not festivities? Yes, we make the Firmament into a festive place, I say. A place where one and all may engage in revelry each and every day. Beg pardons, my lord, but I believe Lord Franzel seeks something more specific, and dare I say, constructive. No, the advice comes from the heart, and I shall take it to heart. You have my gratitude, Lord de Madeleine. Always a pleasure to aid a fellow man. Now then, we must be on our way. Take care, Lynn, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Oh, and Lord Franzel, do send my fondest regards to your sister. Tell her how very helpful I was. Yes, that's good. Well, I dare say we have spoken with enough people. Shall we conclude the surveying and review what we have learned? Thanks to your presence, we were able to hear a diverse variety of opinions. Each one its merit. The question is whether the visions can be made reality. No, such pessimism will not serve. I must have faith and try my earnest best. Now then, for all this talk of the Firmament, you haven't even seen it. Have you? Would you care to inspect it with me? I will be there for a while hence, so please join me at your leisure. Someone by the entrance will show you to the district. Oh, and when you see the man, would you mind giving him this? It is bone-chilling work standing there as he does, and it is a little something to keep him warm. I could as easily hand it to him, to be sure, but it would be all the more warming coming from the savior of Ishgard. With that, I shall go on ahead. See you in the Firmament, my friend. Yeah. Welcome back, my lady. Will you be heading to the Firmament? Still hot to the touch. This bottle of mulled wine will help to keep someone warm enough to his shift. My Lord Overseer, you say? He truly is too kind. Before I began working under Lord Francel, I thought as little of Highborn as I assumed they thought of us commoners. But my lord not only treats everyone as equals, he shows kindness to everyone. And to receive this gift from the hands of the savior of Ishgard herself, I'm touched beyond words. Thank you, my lady. I shall enjoy the wine when I find a quiet moment. Now then, I believe Lord Francel is expecting you in the Firmament. Just say the word and I will show you the way. Welcome to the Firmament. There you are then. I bid you welcome to the Firmament. As you can see, the rebuilding itself is complete. This is but the beginning, however, and we must now turn our attention to the running of the district. We have much and more to do, and but speaking to the people has stoked the fires of my determination. I want to make the Firmament into a vibrant, thriving district where highborn and lowborn alike may live side by side in harmony. Yet I would be lying if I were to say the task does not daunt me. There is a limit to what I can achieve, especially given how Theronard's diminished influence. Have I come at a bad time? I do not know who is talking. Ah. Contentment! To what do we owe the honor? Lest you forget, I am Count of Fort Thompson no more, just a retired old man. As for my presence here, Amanda Lane reported that Lynn was in Ishgard, and I thought I would make a social call. You will forgive me my eavesdropping, but it seems the reconstruction project is not immune to the uncertainty that has accompanied our nation's transition to a republic. Then I am given to understand that the other nations have established residential districts for adventure use. Is this true? Sorry, I've been living under a rock. I've heard of such places. Districts specifically for adventure use, where they might possess their own abode? Intriguing. The truth is our nation is divided by a gulf. While a redistribution of wealth may go some ways towards closing this gulf, it shall not lead to true independence for the masses. We must ask ourselves, in this new age in which we live, what role should each one of us play? In pondering this dilemma, I believe that we may draw inspiration from adventurers and their independent lives. Independent lives? If we were to translate this into the Firmament, might it not assume the form of self-admiration? It seems you have found a spark, in which case this old man's ramblings have served their purpose. I shall pray for your success, Lord Francel. Your words are as a beacon in the dark, my lord. Thank you. Well then, you seem to be occupied at present, so I will leave you to your tasks. But when we next meet, I hope to be regaled with your recent adventures. As ever, our Fort Thompson Manor is at your disposal, should you need a rest. You don't talk on Francel, because I mentioned to meet your hero friend. Yes, forgive me for the wait. Then permit me to introduce you to Ogbert. Formerly an engineer of our house, he now serves as the project's chief foreman. It is thanks to his leadership on site that I am able to focus my energies on the administrative aspects of the reconstruction. Francel's told me all about you, then. First you saved the whole bleeding nation, now you're helping us rebuild it brick by brick. What can I say except it's great to have you on board. If you have any questions about the work, I'd be happy to field them. Just save the tedious stuff like the budget for Francel, eh? Speaking of which, if you can spare a moment, my friend, I should like to consult you on some administrative matters. With all the little tasks demanding my time, I cannot always be present on site, but I endeavor to visit as often as possible, and I hope to see you often too. Complete. And I can now get to this place. And then we have some information. Right, Lynn, if you're gonna lend us a hand, a little explanation is in order. First thing I want to talk about is that there's Sky Builder's board. Most of what's written there is for newcomers, though I reckon it never hurts for even veterans to give it a look from time to time. Such that we try to keep a record of our progress to date, and that it might guide us going forward. Now then, let's talk about the work itself. The main thing we need our artisans to do is provide us with supplies. On that topic, I reckon it's quicker if you speak with Potnik over there. Run along and introduce yourself to him. Right, Potnik, this way. Ah, my lady. My lady Lynn, sorry. The Chief Foreman mentioned that you'd be helping us. It'd be my pleasure to explain the work to you. Though the reconstruction effort itself is complete, we remain in need of supplies for maintenance and upkeep of the Firmament. The items you donate will be put to use for building inspection and repair, as well as to provide necessary services to all those who call the district home. Items you wish to donate can be brought to myself. Feel free to ask me any time about what we seek. Naturally, you'll be rewarded for your contributions. Depending on the item, we'll present you with an amount in Sky Builder scripts. Oh, and I should mention that we've introduced an initiative to provide additional incentive and excitement to collaborators such as your good self. The initiative takes form of a game of chance called the Kubo of Fortune. Permit me to give you a brief overview. When you donate certain items to us, you will receive a stamp upon a voucher. Once you have collected 5 stamps, you may take the voucher to Elizabeth for your chance to win a splendid prize. If you wish to know more, I recommend you speak with Elizabeth herself. If you are interested in Koopa nuts, I'm afraid I cannot assist, but if you're interested in the Koopa of Fortune, you've come to the right place, Koopa. If it please you, I shall explain how the game works. Upon each Koopa Fortune card, there are 4 hexagons, each depicting a treasure chest provided courtesy of our Moogle friends. Playing is simple, you scratch open a chest of your choice. If the chest holds something from 1st to 4th prize, congratulations. The fabulous item shown on the prize list is yours. But be fairly warned, a ferocious beast lies in wait for hapless treasure hunters. Should you find a griffin instead, you must console yourself with a consolation prize. Now, for the important details. The chest on the left holds only 2nd, 3rd and 4th prizes, meaning while you cannot win 1st prize, neither is there the danger of finding a griffin. The 3 chests on the right, meanwhile, can hold any of the 4 prizes as well as a griffin, meaning while you have a chance to reap the richest reward, you may also walk away with a paltry prize. Which side you scratch open is entirely your choice. As the prizes on offer change each time you play, be sure to cast an eye over the prize list before trying your luck. That concludes the explanation. If you wish to review the rules, I will post the information to the Sky Builders board, so please refer to it at your leisure. Oh, and may I ask that may I ask if you've been informed about exchanging Sky Builder scripts? If not, I urge you to seek out any for details. Okay. Welcome, my lady. You honor us with not only your presence, but your contribution besides. Now, you may have heard that contributing to the cause earns you Sky Builder scripts. These may be brought here to be exchanged for the selection of wares. We endeavor to expand the range of items offered that we might continue to attract contributors, even now that the reconstruction effort itself has been completed. Aside from donating items, you may also earn scripts by bringing materials gathered in a diadem. Have you been informed about these, perchance? If not, Flat will be able to furnish you with the particulars. Meanwhile, I shall look forward to exchanging many scripts for you. It makes you see what you can even get, because you can get the albino caracal, which is what I have already. You can get, like, this is the sheep. This is the big monkey. Megalotragus. What the hell is that one? Whoopsie. Mount guide. The Megalotragus. Ah, okay, that's the big goat. I mean, I've gotten a lot of these via Moogle events, by the way. The Big Shell is 1 and 2, which I also have. The Antelope Doe. And then a Pegasus. Also some ballroom etiquettes. Slash lean. Ah, I see. Slash insist. Slash rice ball. And slash bread. Modern legend, some other stuff. Dress of Palestinian, just a whole load of stuff. Different kind of parasols. There's a lot of parasols, actually. What else do you have? Gear and furnishing. Ah, I see. So this is how you can actually get these, like some of these crafting things. Milfriend costume. Oh, wow. I never knew about that. Well, can you blame me, honestly? I didn't touch this at all, so. Also, I've checked out everything of this, yes. And then what the hell is this? This is just like materials and material. Even, oh wow. Really now? That's intriguing. Okay. They have fate tokens, or FET. Peace lever, antidote stag, gunmetal, stuffs. Yeah. Well, you can get a whole lot of different things from here if you are willing to put in the time to get the scripts. I am not. My Lady Lynn, what an honor. How may I serve you today? You have a mind to employ your gathering skills for the benefit of the restoration effort, you say? Marvelous, marvelous. It shall be my pleasure to provide you with an explanation of our work. As you're doubtless already aware, the Firmament's reconstruction demands a veritable mountain of materials. In order to meet this need, it's decided that we would harness the diadem's abundance of resources. Able gatherers such as your good self may venture forth to the Isles and bring back materials to be used in the Firmament's reconstruction. Given the nature of the Isles, however, we must make certain that materials found there are not, shall we say, tainted, before we put them to use. To that end, we ask that you bring all the items you have gathered to myself for inspection. Those items that are deemed safe will be returned to you with a seal of approval. And lest you wonder, yes, fish are also subject to inspection. By your puzzled expression, I see you struggle to fathom what use the restoration effort has for fish. You see, the fish that inhabit the diadem are known to consume unusual things, and through inspection we determine whether a creature holds resources in its belly. Once this is confirmed, you may help yourself to the bounty with a quick spot of these instances. Now then, you are surely curious as to what you stand to gain for your troubles. In recognition of the danger of the diadem, we offer Sky Builder scripts by way of recompense. Furthermore, all the materials you find are yours to do with as you please, for whether you choose to sell them to crafters or craft with them yourself, they will ultimately benefit the reconstruction. And that concludes my explanation. If you've a mind to travel to the diadem for this endeavor, pray present yourself to Lord Arvael beside me for further information. Ah, my Lady Lynn, you're here, you're welcome. I take it you have received an overview of our part in the restoration effort. It will be my pleasure to apprise you of all the details. As you are doubtless aware, the diadem is a land where the ether is in constant flux. This phenomenon gives rise to an ever-changing environment. But if there has been one constant, it is that the Isles have always teemed with savage creatures. And yet when I recently journeyed there to investigate change in the ether, what should I find but that the population of dangerous fauna has markedly decreased? Never has it been easier to avail ourselves of the diadem's bounty. Seeing the potential for this development to benefit Ishgard, I presented this discovery to our nation's leaders, who wasted no time designating the Isles as an official foraging ground for the restoration project. And now we seek those versed in the field of foraging to travel to the diadem and bring back resources needed for the Firmament's reconstruction. Lest you worry that pickaxes, hatchets, and fishing rods provide poor protection against those creatures that still lurk the Isles, never fear, we have measures to keep our valued volunteers safe. Behold the Etheromatic Auger. Conceived by none other than my lord brother Stephanivian, this ingenious contraption is a marvel of personal protection and resource procurement. Permit me to explain. As you know, the Isles of the Diadem are replete with ether. The auger gradually absorbs it as you go about your foraging. Once you have sufficient ether restored, you may unleash a compressed blast of it against a hapless fiend, and presto, the creature is now a bounty of resources. And there you have it. Armed with the auger, we ask that you gather and bring back resources from the diadem. It couldn't be simpler. Ah, but to think that my lord brother's creation should benefit my venture, and which in turn serves to aid the efforts of our younger brother, all for the benefit of our nation. Proud am I to call myself a Hailnard. But come, my friends, we mustn't dally while honor and glory await. Let us set forth to the diadem at once. It's what I would say, but for the sake of formality, I'm required to introduce you to someone. Behind you and across from the kitchen, there stands Lord Ludovrain, hailing from a long line of scholars. The man has a gift for numbers and is charged with tallying skyward scores. If you've a mind to lend us your procurement prowess, you would do well to speak with him. I see them. Yes, I see them. The threads of fate entwine us, binding us together as strongly as chains of mithril. Long have I awaited the coming of one such as you. My apologies, but I am wont to become excited in the presence of peerless artisans. My name is Ludovrain, and I have the honor of tallying skyward scores. In order to accord greater recognition to our collaborators, we have begun keeping records of your contribution to the restoration efforts. By donating items that are exceptionally difficult to obtain or craft, you will earn an amount in Skyward points. Now that the reconstruction effort itself is over, we've shifted our focus to collecting essential items necessary for daily maintenance and upkeep. As such, I continue to tally accumulated scores for our sky builders. Pass various point thresholds, and it would be our pleasure to reward you with an assortment of gifts as a token of our thanks for your efforts. Should you wish to know your current score at any time, you need only speak with me. If you wish to know more, I would be happy to assist. For the sake of good form, however, may I trouble you to first report back to Chief Foreman Ogbert? I do want to know. Yes. Because, like... Oof. Yeah. I don't really know how that entire stick worked. There you are. I trust you've got a grasp of how things work around there now. And if you need to review something, the Sky Builders board is good for that. Say, if you've got a knack for gathering resources, reckon you ought to have a chat with Orville. What he has to say is bound to be of interest. And that's all from me for now. I'll let you run along, and but let me just say this: for a famous hero like you to help us here on the ground, you're a good sort, Lynn. Right. There'll be a lot of dialogue, my friends. If it isn't good, Mrs. Lynn. Though you may have seen me attending Lord Transel, I have not had the pleasure of introducing myself. I am his manservant, von Quinel. I would like to offer you my personal thanks for lending your aid to my lord. Yours is an inspiration and an inspiring presence to him. Owing to the collective effort of all involved, the new nest stands completed. Such was my lord's joy. It was as if he were a young boy again. He now seeks to settle folk in the district and is personally reaching out to those citizens who were displaced by the war and the subsequent unrest. About that. Master Hogwarts, by your tone I take it you harbour some concerns. Aye, that I do. Thanks to Lord Francel's encouragement, some folk have already moved into the district, but many more are dragging their feet. To hear the talk, they're afraid that their rent will be too expensive, or that they'll put themselves at the mercy of heartless nobles and a whole host of other reasons. In order to encourage settlement, the Firmament offers various incentives to residents, such as tax relief and employment initiatives. Mayhap this knowledge has not been sufficiently disseminated to the public. My thoughts exactly. That his late return is because he's struggling to win folk over, I'd wager. On that note, Lynn, I was wondering if you'd mind searching for him, see how he's faring. I too would be grateful were you to look in on my lord. You will find him in the room speaking with the residents, I believe. There's also a level 80 quest, which that is something we will do once I've beaten Shadowbringers, because that is level 80 content. Will you not tell me why you do not wish to leave the Firmament? What is it that worries you so? That you do not wish to live in the Firmament? Lynn, you could not have come at a better time. You may have heard that I am in the process of settling citizens in the Firmament. While some could not pack their belongings quickly enough, others are proving resistant to the idea, such as Audine here, or Audine? Here and her daughter, Noella. Begging your pardons, but aren't you the savior of Ishgard? It's an honor, my lady. We're grateful for the invitation, we truly are, but we couldn't possibly afford to live in a shiny new district. Even before our home in the Broom was burned down, we were barely getting by. Besides, given who we are, we don't have the right. In my mind, the Firmament is for people such as they first and foremost, who lost their homes to the fires of conflict. Yet if they themselves do not wish it, I cannot well force them to move. In the Firmament, the sky's the limit. Employment initiatives, I guess. Surely, if that's the case, perhaps it's not out of the question for us. Perhaps I should do it. Yes, if not for myself, then for my little girl. Alright, I humbly accept. Glad am I to hear it. Pray see to your preparations. Then, and come to the Firmament when you're ready. And all it took was a few words from you. You truly hold sway over people, my friend. Of course, such trust comes not overnight. 'Tis the product of your many selfless deeds. Despite being falsely accused of a crime and driven to the ends of the realm, you did not surrender to despair. On the contrary, you dedicated yourself to the plight of others, and ultimately guided a war-weary nation upon the path to peace. In some ways, we have walked similar paths, but my struggles are trifling things compared to yours. My name carries not the same weight, and my words have not the same power over the hearts of my fellow men. But a fury take me if I allow the restoration efforts to founder on account of my personal failings. The health and happiness of the people are at stake. Therefore I ask you, will you not lend me, will you not aid me in the running of the Firmament? With you beside me, I feel that there is no difficulty I cannot overcome. You need an answer right this moment. Please take the time to think on it. You agree to aid me then? Ah, words cannot well express my gladness. Thank you. Without further ado then, I would have you deliver these missives. They are entreaties for cooperation in the restoration effort. Ordinarily I would make the delivery myself, but I believe that the recipients would be pleased for your visit. One is Gibrion, proprietor of the Forgotten Knights, other is Sir Handeloop of the Temple Knights, and last but not least is Mrs. Elais, our master of the markets. Alright. While you see to this task, I shall look in on Aldain and her daughter. Let us convene in the Firmament afterwards. I cannot speak for the life of me. Well, there is a lot of dialogue there. All things considered. Well met, Lynn. To what do I have the honor this day? Mr. from Lord Francel, you say? Sir Handeloop, my thanks for your unflying dedication to preserving the peace in the Holy See. I write to you as an overseer of the Firmament reconstruction project in order to officially entreat the cooperation of the Temple Knights. The project need for able hands will only grow, and it is my hope that your order might be amenable to dispatching a contingent of engineers to assist in our efforts. For the prosperity of our nation, I thank you for your kind consideration. I see. Though I have not the authority alone to decide, I for one should be glad were our order to lend what help we may. I shall do my utmost to see that Lord Francel has his engineers. Truth to tell, I have a personal interest in the Firmament. Ere it was raised to the ground, I myself lived there, you see. Many places in Ishgard offer a commanding view, but I find none finer than that of my erstwhile home. Ah, if it isn't Lynn, what can I get you? Mr. from young Francel. Can only guess how you ended up delivering it, but let's have a look. Dear Gibrion, I pray this missive finds you well, and not bothered over much by the old wound. I write with regards to our efforts in the Firmament, of which you will most certainly be aware. Of late we have seen a marked increase in the number of workers on site, and we struggle to keep everyone fed. In order to alleviate the strain upon our kitchen, it is my hope that you might provide us with hearty and wholesome provender from your own. Young Francel was always good to me back when I served his house, and I wouldn't refuse him. I'll arrange to have the meals prepared and sent to the Firmament at once. You're involved in the restoration, then I take it? Keep an eye out on the lad for me, will you? Warm welcome to you, Mr. Sadair. What is it that you seek in the Jewel Crusade today? Ah, a missive from me, from Lord Francel. Intriguing. Dear Mr. Sadair, I pray this missive finds you well and your market's bustling. I write to request your aid in acquiring heavy machinery of foreign make, intended for the use of the many foreigners lending their expertise to the restoration project. Such equipment as the Sky of Steel manufactory possesses is unfamiliar to non-Asgardians, and as such would adversely adversity affect their ability to carry out their work. Through the connections you have established with foreign merchants, I have faith that you can procure for us that which we require. My humblest thanks for your assistance. Heavy machinery of foreign make, though it will be no small coup to source such items. The merchant in me welcomes the challenge. But I say, it feels like only yesterday that Lord Francis was a little boy coming to the market with his brothers. Now he has blossomed into a well-spoken, accomplished young man. Time surely flies. Now, forgive me my reminiscence. You may relay to my lord that it shall be my pleasure to attend to his order. Yes, yes, yes. Let me go over here, and then I need to go to the Firmament. There you are then, you have delivered the missives, I take it. So, how did the recipients respond to my entreaties? I will not answer. Come, do not keep me waiting. How were the recipients' responses? Both Gibeon and Lays are willing. Glad am I to hear it. This shall do wonders for our workers' morale. As for Sir Handelup, I know he is not willing to make promises out of hand, but I have confidence that he will come through for us. Thanks to your kind help, I was able to personally assist Odin and her daughter meanwhile. Having but few possessions, they were able to promptly move to the Firmament. I also managed to find a moment to pen further missives. Lest you wonder, these are addressed to the 4 high houses, my own included. Each of the houses has strengths that shall avail the project, and I would call upon their cooperation. I know not how a petition from an upstart such as I will be received, but it would not do to be dependent entirely on you. These missives I shall deliver myself. Lord Franco, a moment. Oh dear, there are people who have been waiting for an audience with my lord. Mrs. Lane, it pains me to make such a request of you, but you will not consent to serve as acting overseer and speak with the workers and residents in my lord's stead? I am truly grateful. Now, I expect that some advice will be asked of you, but I trust you to exercise your best judgment. I shall call petitioners in turn whenever you're ready. You need but say the word. Are you ready to receive the petitioners? Francel's away again, is he? Lad's been flat out of late helping folk get settled. And Rota wanted to speak with him about a big task that's coming up. We need to bring in more hands for it. Some dragon friends I could round up. Temple Knights could dispatch engineers. Temple Knight engineers, you say? Aye. With their knowledge and experience, I reckon they'll do nicely. I'll say that we're ready to begin as soon as we get approval. My thanks, then. Appears your advice was helpful. What? Lord Francis isn't even here? Bah, what a waste of time. Now, sir, you mustn't say such things. You know the Overseer's a busy man. We're artisans from Limsa Laminza, charged with imparting our techniques to the locals. Our apprentices have been making good progress, but we've a mind to set them more advanced tasks. But for this we need specialized machinery they don't have in Ishgard. We want to ask the Overseer if he could have it brought in, but it seems they'll have to wait for another time. Bad Knight blames his sword. That's the Jewel Crozier can bring in what you need. Truly, that's good to hear. In case you're wondering, the machinery in question is made by Noldik and Vermelis. We'll have the details for you soon, and we'd appreciate it if you could relay them to the people at the Jewel Crozier. Rumble, rumble, hiss. Gala kitten suddenly appears. But beg your pardons, my lady. This little critter came here amidst cargo from a sea of clouds. We've tried to send it on its way, but it refuses to leave. It's been lingering near the kitchen, so I suspect it's hungry. Thus far, it hasn't done any harm, but what do you suppose we should do with it? I could give it the mystery scraps in my bag. Kiprion will be bringing food. Meow. If I didn't know better, I'd say it understood what you said, and seems to have caught scent of something. I'll go and keep an eye on it. Oh, well, if it ain't Lynn, you're certainly a common sight in the Firmament these days. Your friend Francel, he said he was keen on the guards I was offering, so I came to discuss the details with him. Seems he ain't here, though, so our talk I'll have to keep. But there was something I wanted to tell you. The other day I had occasion to meet Sir Emmerich. Busy as he is, he hasn't been able to pay a proper visit to the Firmament. He knows all about your involvement too, and was saying how grateful he was to you, as Lord Speaker of the House and a private citizen both. And that's all from me. Be seeing you, Lynn. Alright. That is everyone, I believe. I thank you for assisting the people in Lord Francel's stead. Speaking of whom, I expect he will return anon. Shall we wait? Shall you await him together? Join the Firmament King as family. Together. Anyway. Lynn, you're still here? You're still here? While you were absent, my lord, Mrs. Lynn has been acting in your stead, attending the needs of those on site. Truly, pray forgive me. In my eagerness, it appears I have unduly burdened you with my duties. But my own task, I am pleased to report, was not without fruit. We have received promising responses from all the high houses. Though it was largely a matter of formality, I first went to secure the support of House Hailnort. I then paid a visit to House Fortams, which has been providing lodgings to visiting workers. There, I was given the assurance that they will increase their capacity as the need arises. Next, I knocked upon the door of Durandar Manor. As a house founded upon military traditions, I was informed that they had little to offer to the restoration efforts. Resigned, I was about to take my leave when, by a stroke of good fortune, Lord Janik Kennard appeared and pledged to open a school where children might learn their letters, numbers, and stars. Last but not least, I took myself to House Samael, renowned for its architectural prowess, and they agreed to employ their expertise for the Firmament's benefit. Then I understand you are acquainted with Lord Terrason, the retired count with his skill and passion. I doubt not that he will prove a great ally to our cause. Well now, pledges of cooperation from all the high houses. So long ago, this would have been unthinkable. It is due to the peace we now enjoy thanks to you, Mrs. Lynn. Help, please help. My mummy, she's in trouble. Please, you have to help her. Noelle? Yeah, Noelle, sure. Take a deep breath, child. Tell us what happened to Odain. We will figure out what happened to her in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Just Fit, where I was playing Final Fantasy XIV. And next episode we're going to go and see what this quest is going to do for us. Goodbye.